Hey everyone, I'm Chef Dennis, and welcome to Datz in Tampa. And we're getting ready to start the Ben's Beginner Cooking Contest. And we're going to be bringing up Chef Andy from Datz in a little bit, and we're going to be speaking with a few of the representatives from Uncle Ben's. So we're just getting ready to get started, and thank you all for coming, and thank you for hanging in there while we're getting the show going. I'm going to cameras on. And we're getting ready to set up there, and we have people milling about, and there's a lot of families out there that are going to be taking part in the actual cooking contest, or not contest, the cooking lesson, I should say. The contest is something you can go to the site that's in, the link is in the event page, and if you're interested in getting involved in the contest, you can sign up there. It's really easy to do, and if you have children that you want to cook with, it's something that you can get all involved with. So we're getting ready to start, and thank you for coming, and we're going to get fired up here in just a few minutes. I see Chef Andy walking by me, so he's getting ready to kick off the event, and we'll take it from there. So I don't know if any of you remember, we were here at Datz for the Food and Booze show, and ate and sampled so many delicious dishes. We had the bacon appetizer, which was when pigs fly. That was just simply amazing, followed by a burger, and I hadn't eaten beef in like 18, 20 years, so it was a little shock to the system, but it was delicious. We had some great cocktails. But Chef Andy's out there now. Bear with me, and I will try and go set up the microphone out there so you can hear.
All right, it's good to see. So like I said, we're in our third year here, and this cooking contest.
Matt Hurst joining us from Uncle. This is one of the United States that is going to be hosting these events, and we probably, it's a long, not a long day. This goes on for a few hours, so there may be more people coming in later on in the day, and also today is Wednesday, and in Florida we've already started school, so we have a lot of kids that are also in school that might have been here. But we're really lucky to have been chosen as one of the locations for this event, and we're really excited to be here. So if you have, once we start going, if you have any questions for the Matt, for the she, or for Matt when he comes up here, or for any of our other guests, please feel free to ask, and we'll get you going in just a little bit. So if I could tell some jokes or juggle, I would be doing that right now, but instead you just have to put up with me talking, which I'm sure you're used to by now. We've got a food and booze show coming up tomorrow, and it's going to be at the Southern Moon Smokehouse and Brewery, and it's in Orlando, and I've been fortunate enough to eat there a few times, and the food is just wonderful. So we'll be talking to the chef from that restaurant tomorrow, and that's at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And Mia Voss will be sitting in her office in Denver munching on stale crackers, which is what I've been doing when she broadcast. We're up for a lot of fun, and just going to enjoy ourselves for the food and booze tomorrow. So I'm anxious to see what Chef Andy's cooked up for us today, too, because he does such a great job with the food. If you remember him from our show. And Datz has been very kind to us. They also have another restaurant in Tampa, and it's called RUOX, and they're getting ready to open for real another salt water. They want everything to be perfect when they do roll out, but it's coming in the next couple of days. And then next to Datz, there is a world-class bakery called Dough. It actually coffee that they serve there. So I may be headed there after this show and grab a piece of cheese. All right, got that today. Try and put this up on my phone before we start the main event. See if I can turn my phone into a hotspot real quick. The joys of Hangouts on the air. You gotta love it, don't you? It's really more than you might it is when you get started on this, but you know, not a big deal. Life goes on. It's a Hangout on air. It's a free product from Google. It works wonderfully when you're wired in. It's when you are broadcasting through Wi-Fi that you run into some problems. But you know, we're going good here. Let me see if I can get this switched over to my phone. Since the hotspot is active, so all I have to do is find it. Okay, I think we're back live now, so let's try this again. So thanks for being here with us today, Matt, and tell us a little bit about what we're doing today for Uncle Ben's.
Absolutely, Dennis. Thanks again for having me. Really appreciate it. We're here in Tampa at the first of our 5 kickoff events nationwide to talk about the Uncle Ben's Beginners Cooking Contest, and it's a contest now in its 3rd year, and the whole purpose is to get children in the kitchen cooking meals with their families, because research has shown that if you introduce cooking to kids at a young age, it leads to healthier meal choices throughout the rest of their lives, and that's something that we're very passionate about at Uncle Ben's. It's something we believe in, and who can really argue that to get families in the kitchen cooking together, right?
No, that is the best thing you can do. I mean, I was teaching culinary for a while, and I taught high school girls, and that was the big thing that I taught them. It says you want to be able to cook, get in there with your family and eat. You know, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece each time you cook, but the fact that you're doing it together, and you're in the kitchen, and you're sitting down for a meal is just very important. And I'm really happy to hear that Uncle Ben's has taken an initiative with that.
Yeah, so this is our third year of the Ben's Beginners Cooking Contest, and the contest is open to children from K to 8th grade, and all you have to do to enter is submit a short video, 3-minute video, of your family cooking a rice-based dish together, upload it to our website, UncleBens.com, and you're entered to win one of 5 grand prizes. Each grand prize consists of $15,000 to the family, a hometown celebration with celebrity chef Marcus Samuelson, and a $30,000 cafeteria makeover for the child's school. So we're giving away 5 of those this year.
Let me tell you, when I was at school cooking, I would have loved to have that makeover. I would have pushed this like crazy to get some new equipment into my kitchen. So that's really a great way to promote this and get these guys cooking. Now, I know we don't have as many out there today. I was telling you, school is in session in Florida.
Right.
So there's probably some that will join and sign up later, and I'm sure once the word gets out of what we're doing, we have a lot of bloggers here today too, so they'll be sharing the message, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's very important to spread the word. Whether you're at one of our launch events across the nation, you're going to Cincinnati, San Francisco, Boston, and Atlanta after Tampa, or whether you find the information through our Facebook page or through our website, UncleBens.com, or it's just word of mouth. But it's all about, obviously the grand prizes are amazing, and like I said, we're giving away 5 of those, and that's a great goal to have. But the ultimate goal is to get the children cooking with their families and family mealtime.
Excellent. So when is this contest over?
So it started a couple of weeks ago in mid-August, and it's open until October 10th. And then we will shut down the first portion of it and review the videos, and we will have a vote online as a portion of it as well through our Facebook page. And then we will choose 25 finalists, and then in December we'll pick the 5 grand prize winners, and we'll celebrate with them.
Very good. So will you bring them all together in one place for this?
We will actually have 5 distinct, unique celebrations in each city. So the first 2 years, we saw the great impact that this cooking contest had in each city, and the communities that rallied around these children, and the schools, and how many people got involved. And we said, look, we're starting a great movement here. So let's positively affect more communities, and that's why we're giving away 5 this year.
Great. So where are you going next after this? Is it Cincinnati?
Next week is Cincinnati, and the following week is San Francisco.
Maybe you can get some of them to do their famous Cincinnati chili over rice instead of pasta.
Instead of pasta, yeah, that's a great idea.
Because I've always, coming from Texas, we never put it over pasta. It sounds really interesting,
right?
And I would like to try it, but I'll take it over rice instead.
Well, it's definitely unique, and it's different, and it's special to Cincinnati. But I like that idea, and that's a great point. Is we're all about creativity. Rice is one of those dishes that can kind of go with a little bit of everything. So yeah, if you have a great recipe with chili, maybe try it over some rice, and as part of the video, we want to see enthusiasm, we want to see the family coming together, and of course creativity and healthy meals is super important as well.
Well, I know all the years I spent in the restaurant, Uncle Ben's was the only rice, that I really wanted to see. Sometimes you're forced to take off-brands, and you can tell right away when you cook it, whether it's in a steamer, we cook it in the oven, or if it's stovetop, it just does not come out the same. And some people just fail to realize that there is a difference.
There is. Yeah, we're very proud of our brand. It's the #1 rice in America, like you say, for a reason. And we understand how pressed some people might be for time, so that's why we have our Uncle Ben's Ready rice, ready in 90 seconds in the microwave. And of course, we have many varieties of our traditional rice as well. And it's just amazing. It's great to see the Uncle Ben's brand name. Of course, it's a worldwide brand too, so we're very proud of it, and of course leading to a great program like Ben's Beginners as well.
Great. Now we do have a lot of viewers around the world, and I actually have a friend in England who teaches, she homeschools her children, but she teaches kids to cook. And I have a friend down in the Caribbean, Larry Fournier, and he has a lot of classes with children. So there's people all over the world watching us that have access to Uncle Ben's. So we should try and get the message out to them as well.
That's amazing. And yes, speaking of worldwide, we've launched Ben's Beginners in several different countries. In fact, starting this week, we launched it in the UK. So your friend in England as well is part of it, or could be part of it. Yeah, absolutely. So it's great to see that this is a program that started in North America and the US and Canada, and it's growing worldwide. And obviously the impact is great, and we love it.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much for being here and having us.
Great. I'll see you soon. I guess Andy will be over pretty soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.
So that was a lot of great information, and we're going to be bringing up Chef Andy in just a little bit, and possibly have a few other guests. Loving it here at Datz, and I honestly can't wait to eat something. I can't wait to see what Andy has made for us with the rice. Still acceptable. So if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. Sorry about cutting in and out there. It is, when you use Wi-Fi, you're at the mercy of Wi-Fi. So hopefully everything will stay running and we will be good to go. Okay, I think it looks still to be about the same. I had such a better picture before, and I was hoping to get it back. But thank you for bearing with us. I do appreciate your time and your patience, and we'll have they're just having fun out there. They're getting into the serious making. I did see some taco shells out there and some other items to be making with it. So they're having fun and they're having lunch at the same time. Gotta love it. This is a different kind of HOA for me. We're actually on the road. We're using Wi-Fi completely, and you can see we do have an occasional hiccup with it, but I think for the most part we're doing pretty good. I'm actually running off of my phone right now. That seems to be the most stable connection that I have, so hopefully it'll hang in there for us. The problem is, too, when you get a lot of social media people and they're all using the same Wi-Fi network, they tend to draw some of the bandwidth away from what you're doing. So it looks like the picture in there looks pretty good. I think we're back here. Well, Andy will be here shortly. I see him making the rounds. We're having a good time here. I can smell that food. I wish we did have smell-o-vision sometimes, because you could really smell how good everything is coming from the main dining area over there. Just really good. Really smells good. Sure.
Miss Lisa Dorfman, a registered dietitian.
All right, come on, Lisa, sit down.
Oh, awesome.
All right, and now we have Lisa Dorfman joining us, and she's a registered dietitian. Very nice to have you on.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much, Dennis.
My pleasure. Now, are you local, or are you coming from Uncle Ben's place?
Well, I'm local down the block in Miami.
Okay.
And with Uncle Ben's as a spokesperson with her
Very
today.
good. So how's Miami? I have not made it that far south yet.
Miami's awesome. It's changed in the past 34 years that I've been there, but it's just one of the most awesome cities to live in, food-wise. And just, can't beat the weather.
Well, I came down from outside of Philadelphia, so I am just loving life in Florida. We missed the winter completely, which was fine by me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're just starting to get out and about a little bit more, but we haven't gotten that far south yet. But I will make it down to Miami.
Come on.
Absolutely. So why don't we talk a little about what you're doing with Uncle Ben's today and some of the things that you'll be sharing.
Well, my role here today is really to meet and greet the families who are cooking here today, to answer some questions that they may have about, those little things that become challenges around mealtime, picky eating. And you could see as they're preparing their little meals who likes what, so who's leaving off the salsa because they don't like tomatoes, or who's leaving off the beans, or and that's quite normal. When kids are growing up, they get into food chats. They don't change much. We don't change much. We tend to like what we like.
Sure.
And so you eat a lot of what you like, and then leave off the rest. But then you run into some problems with getting the balance that you need and all the vitamins and minerals. What we do know is having a serving of rice does encourage you to eat. Research shows that you will eat more vegetables, you will eat healthier, you will weigh less, you'll have less incident of metabolic syndrome, which is almost epidemic proportions these days. Lower rates of obesity and lipids and blood pressure. And so there's lots of benefits to having rice in the diet.
Well, I know everything seems to go well over rice. So if you're having vegetables that maybe you might not want to try by themselves, once you put it over rice with the sauce, it changes the whole aspect of it. And I used to torture. We had a dietitian at the school I was working at, and I would torture her occasionally just for fun. I hate to say, because we'd be cooking quinoa and different things like that. And I said, well, it's much better when you put cheese sauce on it.
Just cover it with cheese.
So the rice and cheese is perfect. And beans, and then you can add different proteins in. So if you're not a meat eater, you have a lot of other options that just go so naturally with rice.
Oh, and rice is just it agrees with most people.
Yes.
There's no gut issues. There is no gluten in rice. It's plain. It takes on any flavor that you could. So it could be, curry. It could be Italian. It could be Asian seasoned. I mean, as a chef, that rice is just awesome, versatile. I mean, it's even in dessert. Rice pudding. So it could go a number of different ways and work for most people.
Very good.
Yeah.
What is your favorite rice dish to make?
Well, I have been a vegetarian since I'm 15, so I eat rice almost every day. And what I like about rice is that I could throw any kind of vegetable in it, and I don't have rules about double starches. So I'll cut up potatoes and put it in rice. I'll put corn in rice. I'll put other grains in rice. So you had mentioned quinoa. I'll throw quinoa in my rice. What else? Beans, lentils. I have a rice cooker now that makes life a lot easier. And I throw I hate to say the kitchen sink in it, but anything that has color and fibers and nutrition. So it's hard to say which is my favorite. It always seems to be my favorite when rice is included in the meal.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I love mixing it up with grains.
Yeah.
And even adding vegetables into it, just as to make the side dish more than just rice. Throwing some nice fresh broccoli in there steamed.
Love it.
Peas, like you said, or rice, or
Love
corn. And you can do so much with it. I actually made a rice dish. I'm trying to remember what I put over it, but I put fresh peaches in it.
Yeah.
And gorgonzola crumbles.
Oh, so there was like a kick to it at the end.
I cooked it up. I had corn, rice. I'm trying to remember what else it was, but I didn't put the peaches in to cook because I did not want them all soft and mushy.
Right.
So once I finish it, I folded them in fresh into it and then put the gorgonzola. I didn't want the gorgonzola to melt either. But it's just rice just really helps build a plate out. In terms of restaurant too, it adds more volume to the dinner that you're serving.
Absolutely.
So you can, and we are guilty of eating too much protein in this country, and it's a good way to help cut back on it if you can get a little fuller from something else.
Yeah, and customers like that too. They want to see a full plate.
Absolutely.
It's inexpensive. It's easy to prepare. I love the idea of peaches, and I often make savory dishes and top it with berries or currants or dried cranberries. Throw it in just for that because we all love sweets and salts, and rice, and we're kind of sad. Comfort food with that salted and sweet. Yeah, we're good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you very much,
Thank you
and
so much,
I hope you have a good time here with Andy and everything else that's going on. And will you be going to each city as well?
I will not be visiting each city with Uncle Ben's, but they'll always be with me. I'll take my little pouch with me, and I have actually carried Uncle Ben's pouches because I have gone to places or gotten in late at night where I can't get, a decent meal that late, and I'll just, yeah.
I know. It's the only rice I have at home. And I was telling Matt, I said, sometimes I'm in restaurants where they make you buy other brands, and it's just, you can tell.
There's a difference.
There is a difference, and I don't want to hear that there isn't. It's just a few cents cheaper in the cost of what rice is compared to other items you're going to buy in the meal. It's not that expensive, and you want to stick with something that's really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of growing up. We grew up on Uncle Ben's.
That's all there was, Really, Uncle Ben's was a household name, and it still is as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you so much, Dennis.
Well,
so nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you, too.
Pleasure.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. Back to the kids.
To the kids? All right. Send Andy my way if you see him.
Okay.
Thanks. Well, that was wonderful, and we had a nice talk with Lisa Dorfman, and she is a registered dietitian down here in my new home state of Florida. She's in Miami, which I have to see. I was going to tell her my only real knowledge of Miami is what I've seen on Dexter. So that could be quite interesting, though. I love Dexter. I'm going to miss him. Still trying to get my comment tracker working, so I'm sorry if I haven't had... There we go. I'll back up, so I haven't been able to do too much with that. Let's see if it'll come back up for me. And they changed the comment tracker a little while ago, too, so we have some different things we have to do to make it work. It seems to be working again, but I have no comments in my comment trackers. Something is not quite right. But it is what it is on days like these, and Andy will be over shortly, and we can talk to him about some of the things he's made for today and move forward here. Seems like I lost my other camera somehow, but might be better off in terms of bandwidth. I hope everyone is enjoying a wonderful day where they are. Thank you again for staying with me and on this day. There we go. Let's see if I can get this back working. And again, remember, if you're around tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I will be at the Southern Moon Smokehouse for the Food and Booze Show. And we'll be sampling, it'll be a carnivore's delight tomorrow. We'll be sampling all kinds of meat. And they actually do have, last time I was there, I saw a jackfruit. And I had heard of jackfruit. I've never seen one. They are humongous. And I smoked it. And it comes out just like pulled meat, like pulled pork or pulled chicken, and it was really quite interesting. Very fibrous. Does a nice substitute for meat. It's a vegetarian option, and it also takes on the flavor of pretty much anything you add into it. So by using the different sauces, it really came out well. Let's see if I can get my stream back. Aha! Here we go. Stream is back. Carmen Mandy says switch rice and pasta. They're interchangeable many times, and that is true. And Coach G. Moore is agreeing with Carmen about the aromas. And if you could smell what I smell here, you would be as hungry as I am right now. Cheryl Deuce is in the house saying hi to Coach Moore. Here's Carmen talking originally about the aromas. I don't know how often I'll be able to watch your events and hear about the aromas. The conversations about aromas make me so hungry. And just imagine, me being here when I can't eat them. How I get really the juices flowing by smelling everything that they're cooking and serving. And it really makes you hungry too. Someone was talking about Apple coming out with a new smell-o-vision for their HOAs, but I said I really wish they wouldn't, because I'm afraid they would call their new app for it I Smell, and that's not seemed quite to be appropriate for food. But here comes Chef Andy. I see him jogging over. So how you doing, Chef Andy?
I'm good. How are you?
Great to see you again.
Great to see you.
And
Google Hangout. Hello.
yeah, we got to get Andy doing these hangouts soon too, so he can become a star of Google+.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
We'll get you doing that. So what did you do out there today?
We did eggs barbacoa. We did a really easy version that kids can make at home. We're really trying to get families back in the kitchen together. You know, like I said, I've got a lot of great memories growing up, being in the kitchen with my grandmother, you know. And again, her famous meatloaf that's been on the Travel Channel, on the menu at Datz. Who would have thought, you know? So you never know.
No, I'm telling you, our grandmothers, mine included, have cooked more delicious meals.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they do have a little more patience for you than your parents sometimes.
They do.
So
because they can give you back.
Yeah,
they can give you back. Your parents can't.
Yeah, they can sugar you up.
Absolutely.
Get you all full of energy and send you
and then
home.
send you home with the parents.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what mine did constantly.
Oh, cool. So we have looks like we have a nice group out there.
We have a great group out there. Good turnout. So we're really happy. All the kids seem to enjoy what they were doing. It was great to see again all the parents and kids here together cooking, and that was the goal.
Well, it's quite an accomplishment to have Datz chosen as one of the 5 sites.
We were really honored to do it and really excited. And again, this is right up our alley. You know, I mean, we're heavily into promoting the foodie culture, and you know, if you get them while they're young, you know, we'll keep it alive. So.
Well, that's the whole thing, and you have to teach them that it's fun.
Sure.
I hear from so many people like, "Oh, I don't like to cook. It's not fun."
It's absolutely fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's you can't look at it as a chore. You know, it can be a great thing. You know, again, everyone's involved, everyone's helping out, teamwork. You know, just like we do in the kitchen here, and it's a great thing when it all comes together. It's just like a big orchestra. So.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, you know, and it is. It's like you said, it's how you approach it, and I think if you have parents that enjoy cooking or someone that teach you that enjoys cooking, then it changes your whole philosophy.
Absolutely.
And I think once you find out that it is fun, you're more apt to try. Like one of my favorite sayings, and it was funny to hear them teaching new students, is I would always say, it's not rocket science, guys.
No, it's really not.
It's food.
It's not. And, you know, there are rules to food, but there aren't really rules to food. You know, the rule is if you like it, it's good. And that's really all that matters.
Pretty much.
Especially at home, you know. And like I said, I'd watch my poor mother come home at 5 o'clock and she's like scrambling to try to throw a Swanson meal in, you know, because we didn't know. And, you know, hopefully what I can accomplish is teaching them that it's not hard to make these great things, you know. And again, we had fun with chicken nuggets and tater tots. But, you know, the world has evolved quite a bit since then, and we now know that there are better ways to go about it. So.
Absolutely. That's for sure. And even with the microwave, you know, it doesn't mean you have to always use it.
Right.
It's good to have for some things, if in a pinch, if you need to get something on the table.
Absolutely.
Quick. But if you can just take some time and cook, and what I used to always teach my students too was, if you're making something that you can double and freeze half of it,
exactly,
then you got a meal for those times.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the great thing about the eggs barbacoa that we did today, it's barbacoa on Monday, but it might be taco night on Tuesday, because you've got all those ingredients left over. You know, it could be a soup. You can turn all those ingredients into a soup. You can use that Colorado sauce. You can add some stock to it. So you've got, you know, it's fiscally responsible, I guess would be the word, because you can reuse that food almost half the week.
Oh, that's it. And you don't want to waste anything. With the prices of food today and just how tight our budgets are.
Absolutely. And the pork, too. That's so fun. You can experiment. You can do anything with that, you know. Look online, find some great recipes, you know, any kind of citrus in a crock pot, and you've got yourself a winning dish. So, you know.
I know one of the best things about I've just started using slow cookers. I never had one, and I got one. And it's the fact you cook such a big piece of meat sometimes if you don't have a large family, but you can Ziploc it up.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you use it. I mean, great pasta sauces. Make chili out of it, tacos.
They also make great vacuum sealers now. You know, and also if you want to take it a step further, you can marinate that stuff and vacuum seal it, and maybe even sous vide if you feel, you know, you feel up to the challenge.
Now, how could someone without any real knowledge of sous vide at home?
Sous vide is actually one of the most simple things ever. I do recommend Googling it just for safety, but basically it's a water regulator that you're going to tell it what temperature you want that meat, and it's going to keep it consistent. And really the trick is find the right spice rub, marinate, anything, put it in there with it, seal it up, and just let that meat soak in all those flavors, you know? And then you're going to cook it in the water, and it's going to be perfect every time.
Now, do they need some kind of special equipment for that?
There is an actual sous vide machine, and it basically just hooks on the side of a regular stovetop pot, and it controls the water temperature.
So that's all it's pretty much doing.
That's it. And, you know, they range anywhere from $100 to, you know, $10,000 for commercial use. But, you know, it's an easy thing to have at home, and again, it's a very easy thing to do. You know, it allows you to buy all those meats and stock up.
Yes.
You know, get them in there. The longer they sit with that seasoning on them, the better they're going to be. And since there's no air in there, the meat's not going to turn. It's not going to go bad. You're almost going to cure it, and then you're going to cook it off. And it's great. So
to have even more flavor.
Absolutely. Yeah, the longer the better, you know.
Yep.
So
that's a good lesson for everyone, too, on sous videing. And
there you go.
And it's not difficult to do. So anything you can do to change things up, make things fun.
Yep. Absolutely.
You have to think that way and get in the kitchen with your kids, your whole family. Make an event of it. You know, maybe you can't do it every night of the week, but you should find at least 1 or 2 nights a week that you can get in as a family and try and make something together.
Or even just holidays, you know? Even if it's just a few occasions a year where everybody's getting together. I mean, that was one of my favorite things about holidays, is the fact that everybody was bringing over all this great food, and, you know, we got to help, aka make a mess. But, you know, it was great, and those are the things you remember. So, again, food kind of unites people, and it's
food is the
thing.
Great uniter. It brings a lot of people together. Now, this is one good thing about these hangouts, too, if you have not thought of it. If your family is scattered across the globe, you can have a meal together. Get them on these hangouts. Yeah. You know, everybody's got it. You can use your laptop cameras. If you've got a Mac, they work even better. But, you know, you could set it up and have a meal spread all over.
You could have a Skype dinner.
Yeah.
You could have a Google Hangout dinner.
Yeah. You could make it together. You could all be making the same thing, and then you can sit down and eat as a family. You know, if something you haven't done in a long time, if it's hard to get everybody together that's all over the world.
Maybe that'd be a great, maybe we should throw the world's biggest internet dinner party.
That would be nice.
You know, or the world's biggest pizza party, and we can do it all through Google Hangout and just, you know, have everybody on there eating.
There you go.
Because who doesn't want to look at our beautiful faces just mowing through pizza?
I know. Pizza's a wonderful thing. I'll have to talk to you about where to get a good pizza around here, too, because coming from the north, I'm going through a little bit of pizza withdrawal.
Oh, it happens. Believe me, it happens. But, well, it was great talking to you. I've got to run back.
All right.
Absolutely. Bye, Google Hangout.
Thanks a lot, Chef Andy. We'll see you later. So thanks so much for joining. We ran a little bit late. We started a little late, but I appreciate you all being here. And see you real soon. I'll see you actually tomorrow for I forgot which show we're doing, for the Food and Booze Show with Mia Voss at the Southern Moon Smokehouse. So thanks again.